Hello and welcome to English Avenue, your go-to place to learn English. Have you ever sat alone, wanting to speak English, but no one to talk to? You open your book, you open YouTube, you listen to others speak fluently, and you wonder, why can't I speak like that? You try, but the words don't come. You forget everything you've learned. You feel slow, embarrassed, stuck. And deep down, you start to believe a painful lie. Maybe I'll never speak fluent English, but listen to me carefully. You don't need to go to an expensive institute. You don't need a partner. You don't need perfect grammar. And you definitely don't need to wait for someone to help you. Because in this video, I'm going to give you something far more powerful than tips. I'm going to give you a system. A complete plan that will change your English speaking forever. Even if you're completely alone. I'll show you the same things that transformed shy, silent learners into confident English speakers, all by themselves. This is not motivation. This is not theory. It's the truth, proven by real people who had no money, no support, no confidence, only a desire to learn. In this video, you will learn how to build a powerful speaking habit even when you have no one to talk to, how to think in English without translating in your head, how to become comfortable with your voice, your mistakes, and your confidence, how to use the tools you already have, like your mirror, your phone, your voice, to build fluency like never before. How to use modern tools like ChatGPT to simulate real conversation practice, and how to make English feel natural, personal, and even emotional, so you never forget what you learn. But before we begin, ask yourself this: am I serious about my English? Because if your answer is yes, then I want you to stay with me till the very end. This might be the most important English video you've ever watched. This is the video that could finally make you stop being silent and start being unstoppable. Let's begin. The first powerful practice. Let's talk about something simple, but deeply powerful. Talk to yourself. Yes, you heard that right. Talk to yourself every single day. But this is not about being weird. This is about being smart. Here's the truth no one tells you. The fastest way to become a better speaker is to start speaking, even if it's just to yourself. Think about it. Babies don't learn a language by reading grammar books. They learn by making sounds, repeating words, talking constantly, even if no one understands them at first. That's how their brain gets trained. That's how confidence is built. And guess what? You can do the same thing. Right now. At home. Start like this. Wake up. Go stand in front of a mirror. Look at yourself. And begin your day in English. Say, "Good morning. Today is Monday. I woke up at 7. I brushed my teeth. I made tea. Now I'm ready to start my day." Describe your actions, your thoughts, your plans. I have a lot to do today. I will finish my work by 5. Then I'll go for a walk. I feel motivated. Don't worry about grammar. Don't worry about mistakes. Because right now, you're building fluency. You're giving your brain a new voice. You're training your mouth to move with English sounds. You're telling your fear, "You don't control me anymore." Let me tell you something real. One girl I worked with. She was from a small town, never spoke English in school, and felt completely hopeless. But she started this one simple habit: mirror talk. Every day for just 10 minutes, she would stand in front of her mirror and speak out loud in English. At first, she hated her voice. She forgot words. She felt fake. But she didn't stop. And after just 30 days, her voice changed. Her confidence grew. She started speaking with others. She even got a job interview in English and cleared it with pride. Not because she was perfect, but because she practiced, because she stopped waiting and started using her own voice. That is the power of speaking to yourself. It's free, it's simple, and it works. But only if you do it daily. Don't think, just start. Tomorrow morning, stand in front of that mirror and speak. Don't ask permission. Just talk. Practice 2. Record your voice and listen to your mistakes. One of the most powerful tools you already have is your own voice. But here's the painful truth. Most learners never listen to themselves. They speak, but they never check. They talk, but they never reflect. And that's why they stay stuck at the same level for years. Now imagine this. You take your phone, you hit the record button, and you speak for just 2 minutes. Maybe you talk about your day. Today I woke up at 6 a.m. I made black coffee. I was feeling tired, but I had to go to work. Or maybe you talk about a dream. Someday I want to live in Canada. I want to work in a good company. I want to speak English confidently with my team. Now, here's where the magic happens. You listen to that recording, and for the first time in your life, you hear yourself. At first, you might hate your voice. You might notice mistakes. You might feel embarrassed. But don't stop there. That's exactly where growth begins. Because now you can ask, did I pronounce this word clearly? Was I too slow or too fast? Did I say he go instead of he goes? Am I using the same sentence again and again? Your ears become your teacher. And once you hear your weak points, you can fix them. Let me tell you something powerful. One man who did this. He worked in a hotel and wanted to speak to foreign guests, but he had no one to practice with. So he started recording himself every night before bed. At first, it was terrible. He stammered. He forgot words. He used broken grammar. But he did it every single night. And he listened, with pain in his heart, but fire in his soul. After 3 months, he could clearly express himself. He stopped saying, every 3 seconds. He fixed his biggest grammar mistakes. He even started giving small welcome speeches at his hotel, in English, with confidence. Not because he had a teacher, but because he had courage. This one habit can change your entire English. So tonight, take your phone, hit record, speak. Tomorrow, listen to yourself. And every day, repeat, speak, listen, improve. This is how fluency is built, not in books, but in your own voice. Practice 3. Shadowing. The secret tool to sound like a native speaker. Now let's talk about one of the most underrated but powerful methods to improve your English speaking. It's called shadowing. Shadowing means you listen to a native speaker and then you repeat exactly what they said. Like an echo, like a shadow, like an actor copying a scene. Why does it work? Because it trains everything at once. Your ears, listening carefully. Your mouth, pronouncing clearly. Your rhythm, sounding natural. And your confidence, speaking without fear. Let me break it down step by step so it's easy to follow. How to shadow like a pro. Choose a short video or audio, 30 seconds to 1 minute. Start small. Maybe a YouTube clip, podcast, movie dialogue, or speech. Play 1 sentence at a time. Pause. Repeat out loud. For example, the speaker says, I don't believe in luck, I believe in hard work. You pause. Then you say, I don't believe in luck, I believe in hard work. Try to match the same tone, emotion, and speed. Repeat it 3 to 5 times. Don't move forward until you feel the sentence is flowing from your mouth smoothly. Record your shadowing. Compare it. Repeat. Yes, you can even go one step further. Record your shadow version and compare it with the original. What does shadowing teach you? It teaches your mouth how English feels. It helps you stop translating. It teaches you the natural rise and fall, the music of English. Think of it like this. When a dancer learns a move, they copy the choreographer step by step. When a singer trains, they match the tone of a great singer. Why should speaking English be different? You're not just learning words. You're learning expression, rhythm, and confidence. So, choose topics you love. If you love movies, shadow dialogues from your favorite film. If you love business, shadow motivational speeches. If you love storytelling, shadow audiobooks. Because when you feel something, you remember it. The more you enjoy it, the more you improve. Practice 4. Tell stories out loud. Real or imaginary. Now let's talk about something so powerful that it not only improves your English fluency, but also your imagination, confidence, and expression. It's called storytelling practice. You simply tell stories, out loud, by yourself. Let me explain why this is so powerful. When you tell a story, you don't just speak. You express emotions. You use past tense, future tense, and present tense, all in one. You describe actions, places, people, feelings, and thoughts. You automatically practice grammar, vocabulary, tone, structure, without thinking about rules. So, how do you do it? It's very simple. You don't need anything except your own imagination and your voice. Here are some powerful ways to practice. Tell a real story from your life. Example. Last week I went to the market. It was raining. I didn't have an umbrella, but I needed to buy vegetables. Keep going. Talk about what happened, what you saw, what you felt, what you did. I couldn't believe it. I told my parents and they were shocked. Create drama, emotion, surprise. Why? Because when you speak with emotion, your memory becomes stronger. And when you speak with creativity, your confidence increases. You're no longer just speaking English. You're living in it. Tell a story using a photo, memory, or object. Look at an old picture. Hold an object in your hand and tell the story behind it. This is my first phone. I bought it when I was 18. I saved money for 6 months. It reminds me of my struggle. Now your words are connected to emotion, and emotion creates language. Many English learners struggle with speaking because they focus too much on grammar rules and not enough on using the language naturally. But here's the truth. When you start telling stories out loud, even simple ones, for just 10 minutes a day, something powerful happens. Your brain begins to think in complete sentences. Your mouth gets used to forming ideas in English, and slowly, fluency becomes natural. This practice doesn't require perfect grammar. It doesn't require any partner or textbook. It only requires your voice and your imagination. And if you stay consistent, speaking small stories daily, you'll begin to notice that your confidence grows, your pauses reduce, and your English starts to flow effortlessly. Bonus tip. Record your stories. Listen. Improve. Over time, you'll be shocked at how beautifully your sentences begin to flow. Because speaking English is not about perfection, it's about practice. And storytelling is the most natural form of speaking in human history. You don't need a teacher. You don't need permission. You just need your voice. and a story to tell. And believe me, everyone has stories, even you. Practice 5. Teach English to an imaginary student. This next practice is something almost no one talks about, yet it's one of the fastest ways to master any language. It's called Teach to Learn. Yes, even if you're still a beginner, even if your grammar isn't perfect, you should start teaching English to an imaginary student. Let me tell you why this works. When you try to teach something, your brain shifts from passive to active. You're no longer just listening. You're explaining. You're not just memorizing. You're organizing thoughts. You're not just copying. You're creating structure. And that is how deep understanding is built. How to do this? You can start today. Imagine there is a student sitting in front of you, maybe a child, maybe your younger self. Now say, let me explain something to you. This is how we talk about our daily routine. We say, I wake up at 6, I brush my teeth, I take a shower. These are present simple tense sentences. We use them for habits. Keep going, talk like a teacher. Now let me teach you the difference between I went and I have gone. I went is used for a specific time in the past. I went to the market yesterday. I have gone is used when the time is not clear or it's still important now. I have gone to that shop before. You might feel weird at first. That's okay. But here's what's happening secretly. Your brain is building logic. Your tongue is practicing flow. Your memory is repeating structures. And your confidence is growing every second. Let's say you're sitting alone and want to practice English. You pretend you're a teacher, not to show off, but to train your brain to think clearly and explain ideas. Start with something simple, like teaching daily routine sentences. Say out loud, today, I'm going to teach how to talk about your daily routine in English. We use the present simple tense, so we say, I wake up at 7, I brush my teeth, I take a shower, I go to work. Notice, we use the base form of the verb because we're talking about regular actions. Now explain it again. This time, slowly and clearly, as if your student is learning for the first time. You can also teach small grammar points. Let's understand the difference between do and does. We use does with he, she, it. She does her homework. We use do with I, you, we, they. I do my work. So we don't say he do. That's wrong. We say he does. You can even ask yourself questions, and answer them. Why do we say I go and not I goes? Because with I, we use the base verb. Only with he or she, we add s. This is how you teach, not for an audience, but for your own fluency. When you explain something in your own words, your brain becomes stronger at building full sentences and remembering the structure. It's not about being right or wrong. It's about building the habit of speaking, thinking, and organizing ideas in English. Bonus tip: speak slowly. Use gestures. Pretend you're really helping someone. And remember, when you teach, you learn twice. The world's greatest speakers didn't become great by just listening. They became great by speaking, sharing, and explaining, even when they were alone. So stop waiting. Become your own teacher. Speak like you're guiding someone. Because you are. You're guiding your future self. Practice 6. Build a real speaking routine. 15 minutes that change everything. If you really want to speak English fluently, there's one rule you can never break. You must speak every day, even if it's just for 15 minutes. Most learners think they need 3 hours a day, the perfect environment, or a native speaker to make progress. That's a lie. What you truly need is consistency. Because here's the truth. Speaking once a week for 1 hour is less powerful than speaking every day for just 10 to 15 minutes. Why? Because your mouth needs daily training. Because your brain forgets fast if you skip practice. Because language is a living skill, not a subject you study and forget. So how do you build a powerful speaking routine? I'll give you a real system that actually works. Something anyone can follow at home. 15-minute daily speaking routine. Minute 1 to 3. Mirror talk. Wake up. Stand in front of the mirror. Describe what you're doing. I just woke up. I feel a little tired, but I have a lot to do today. Speak freely. Use simple language. No fear. Minute 4 to 6. Voice recording. Record a short 2-minute voice note on your phone. Choose any topic. My favorite food is pizza. Let me tell you why I love it. After recording, listen to it. Notice pronunciation, grammar, fluency. Minute 7 to 10. Storytelling or shadowing. Either tell a story from your life. When I was 10 years old, something happened that changed me. Or shadow a short video. Listen to a sentence, pause, repeat. Train like an actor. Minute 11 to 13. Teach or explain something, pretend you're a teacher. Explain a grammar point or daily routine. Today, I'll teach you the difference between can and could. Minute 14 to 15. Chat with ChatGPT. Ask a question. Practice conversation. Correct my sentence. I go to office every day. Can you help me speak about my hobbies? That's it. Just 15 minutes. But done every single day. Not when you're free, not when you're in the mood, but as a non-negotiable part of your life, like brushing your teeth. Because English is not a hobby. It's a skill that builds your future. Example. There was a delivery boy in the Philippines who wanted to learn English to get a better job. He had no time, no coach, and no friends who spoke English. So he created his own 15-minute morning routine using exactly this method. He did it before work, every single day, for 6 months. Today, he speaks fluently. He got a job at an international hotel, and he didn't pay for a course. He paid with discipline. You can do the same. So stop saying, I don't have time. You don't need time. You need a system. And now, you have it. Practice 7. Ask smart questions and practice with ChatGPT. Your 24/7 speaking partner. Most people are afraid to speak English because they have no one to talk to. But what if I told you that you already have a speaking partner? Someone who listens 24/7, never laughs at your mistakes, answers every question, corrects your grammar, and helps you grow anytime you want. It's not a teacher. It's not a friend. It's ChatGPT, the most powerful language tool you're not using fully yet. Let me show you how to turn it into your personal English coach. 1. Start with this message. Hi, I'm learning English. Please talk to me like a conversation partner. Correct my grammar when I make mistakes. Now you've set the tone. GPT knows what to do. 2. Start speaking. You can type like this. Hello, my name is Raj. I want to tell you about my day today. Or even give a topic. Can we talk about hobbies? Pretend we're at a restaurant and I'm ordering food. Let's practice a job interview. ChatGPT will reply. You reply back. It's a conversation, a real one. 3. Ask questions like a learner. What's the difference between say and tell? Correct my sentence. Yesterday, I go to office. Can you help me describe my best friend in English? You will get clear explanations. instantly. Challenge yourself. Ask ChatGPT to test you. Ask me 5 questions about my daily routine. Give me a sentence with a mistake. I'll try to correct it. Pretend you are a waiter and I'm a customer ordering dinner. Now you're not just reading. You're not just listening. You're speaking. You're thinking. You're training. Bonus tips for using ChatGPT. Better practice at the same time every day. Turn it into a habit. Copy new words into a notebook. Try using them later in your story or mirror talk. After each session, summarize the conversation aloud. That's your real speaking practice. Don't be shy to use technology. Don't wait for the perfect teacher. Be your own teacher. Be your own voice. And use ChatGPT as your best practice partner, anytime, anywhere. Because the person who speaks daily, even to a machine, will one day speak confidently to the world. Practice 8. Describe everything around you. Anytime, anywhere. If you truly want to speak English fluently, if you want English to become a part of your thinking, your speech, your life, then you must practice not only with a book, but with your environment. Yes, the most powerful English classroom is not your room, not a course, not an app. It is your everyday life. Because real fluency happens when your brain starts thinking in English about real things right in front of you. This method is called describe everything around you, out loud or in your mind. Let me show you how to do it in a way that changes everything for you. Wherever you are, your kitchen, your bedroom, a bus stop, your office, look around you and start speaking, literally. Speak out loud if you can, or whisper, or speak in your mind, but don't stay silent. Start describing what you see. There's a red chair in the corner. It looks a little old. There's a white cup on the table. I think it's still warm. Maybe someone had tea. The window is half open. I can hear some birds outside. Now you're not memorizing. You're not translating. You're using English as a natural tool to observe the world. This is what native speakers do. They don't translate. They describe directly. And you can train your brain to do the same. Even when you're doing something simple, like making coffee. Speak. I'm pouring water into the kettle. It's almost full. Now I'm switching it on. I'll wait for 2 minutes. After that, I'll add some milk. It may sound boring, but it's magic. You're training your brain to speak automatically. No pressure, no grammar rules, no fear, only language in motion. When you're walking on the street, that man is wearing a black jacket. He looks tired. Maybe he had a long day. That woman is smiling. She's talking on the phone. Maybe she's speaking to someone she loves. You're not just speaking. You're connecting with the language emotionally. When you describe emotions or guesses, your vocabulary grows faster. I feel excited today. I don't know why, but the air feels different. Maybe something good will happen. This is real fluency, because fluency isn't just about having the right words. It's about being comfortable with thinking in English. If you do this one practice every day, even for 10 minutes, your brain will slowly stop using your native language for thoughts. You'll begin to live in English, and that is the highest form of fluency. You'll no longer say, I know English, but I can't speak it. You'll say, English is how I think. English is how I move through the world. And that is the shift most learners never reach, because they don't know how simple the solution is. You don't need more lessons. You need more moments where your English becomes alive. Don't worry about being correct. Just speak. Use your phone's voice recorder to describe your surroundings. Then listen later. Whisper if you're in public. Even moving your lips silently helps train fluency. Challenge yourself. Try to describe emotions, smells, memories, or ideas, not just objects. This is fluency from the inside out. It doesn't depend on anyone. It's free, it's powerful, and it works. If you do it daily, speak what you see, speak what you feel, speak what you do, and soon, English will speak through you, naturally. Now listen to me carefully. You don't need a fancy accent to be powerful. You don't need perfect grammar to be respected. And you don't need a classroom to become fluent. You just need one thing: your voice. You don't have to wait for someone to practice with. You don't have to wait for the perfect moment. You are the moment. Right now, you have everything you need to grow. You have your voice, your will, your story, your dreams. And if you follow what I've given you, truly follow it, your English will not just improve, it will transform. You will no longer say, "I'm learning English." You will say, "I am an English speaker," because you built it, alone, with pain, with courage, with discipline. And that is the kind of English that no one can take away from you. This is not just a language. This is your freedom, your future, your identity. So don't stop, don't wait, don't give up, ever. And now, if this video touched you, helped you, guided you in any way, subscribe, because this is not just a channel. This is your new home for honest, powerful, real English learning. The kind that changes lives. And I promise you, the next video will take you even further. Thank you for trusting me. Now go speak. The world is waiting for your voice.